Hello, I'm Ghiada and I ride and help build motorcycles. I started riding motorcycles ever since I could remember. My dad would buy them from his friends and would fix them up until they worked, almost as if they were brand new. I remember him taking me on rides when I was in kindergarten and even bringing me to my bus stop on them. I even remember a time when I didn't want to go to school, so he took me early enough so we could run around a couple times before I had to go. Taking me on rides has kind of been the way that me and my dad bond together, whether it just be me and him going on a ride or me helping him fix a bike. And now that I'm older, it's also a way for me to just let myself go and distract myself when things are getting a little tough. As I've said before, I used to just ride with him on the same bike, but I soon got my own when I was in first or second grade. I remember how excited I was to finally learn how to ride my own motorcycle. When I got it for the first time, I immediately fell in love. My dad would say that I was a natural at it. He first taught me how to ride on pavement. We went on this trail that was in my neighborhood. We went around in evening, so it was empty and we could just ride all the way through. The trail had a tunnel on the other end that led to this area of rocks that would bring you to the park. When I got the hang of the pavement, he took me to the rocks. It was pretty scary at first, and only now I realize that you have to go really slow on rocks. I was so new to this that I got scared when turning. This caused the bike to fall over when I was mid-turn. I got really scraped up and it really scared me. Because of this, I stopped riding for a while. After some time, my dad stopped working on bikes for about 4 years because he got busy, but I would always ask him when we could go riding together again while growing up. Just last year, he started working on motorcycles again, and I can't even explain how excited I was to finally get back to riding. He took me and my two sisters on a ride, and it was the most fun I've had in a very long time. Ever since then, I would always go on rides with my dad again. Riding motorcycles has become my scapegoat almost. It's my way of being free, and honestly, nothing really beats the feeling of the wind and scenery zooming past me as I'm riding. I've overcome a lot of injuries because of riding. Once I was riding with my dad and my two uncles on this park trail. The trail had a bunch of turns, and I've never had trouble with them until this one time. While I was turning, I hit a rock which caused my bike to bounce and my handlebar to turn straight. I wasn't fast enough, and soon I was going off the trail and into a trench full of rocks. Luckily, my bike hit a rock on the top and just fell over, and just left me with a bunch of scars on my leg. But if I didn't, then I know I would have fallen straight to the bottom of the trench. Another time I went riding on the trail my dad first taught me on, with my dad. The trail is connected to my neighborhood by a gate and a slanted platform. When my dad and I turned off the platform onto the trail, there was a guy who looked a little older than me staring at me. Before I could speed off, he stopped me and tried asking me if I went to DO. I told him no. And he randomly asked if he could ride with me. Obviously, my first instinct was to say no, but he just kept asking and even tried to get on behind me. My dad turned around and saw what was happening and just told me to speed off, so that's what I did. The guy ended up chasing me and my dad until my dad stopped, let me ride past him, and started riding behind me. It ended up being a really funny story to tell my sisters. All of this has taught me to be patient and not let my fears stop me from doing anything I love. The number of scars I have from falling off definitely outnumber the number of amazing memories I've made while riding. But I'm glad I never let my injuries stop me from getting back on the bike, because riding motorcycles has become one of my favorite hobbies, and I can't see myself doing anything other than that.